Hello, Potato. As you can see, we're outdoors again, and sadly not at Disneyland, but there is a bit of Disney magic here. Over here, if you look on this side, that is, of course, the old California sign that used to be in front of Disney's California Adventure back when they were doing the whole postcard thing when they first opened, like back in the beginning of the 2000s. And this, of course, now resides in front of Cal Expo in Sacramento, California. We are for the 2022 California State Fair. We haven't had a state fair for a couple of years now. And of course, the world has changed a bit in that time. And one of the things that's changed, maybe not for the better, is that they've always done bag checks. They've done bag checks at the fair for at least for over a decade, certainly. But this year, they're instituting a clear bag policy. Yeah, you have to have a clear bag of 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches or smaller. And that's kind of annoying. But they did say you could bring in a non-clear bag as long as it fits into a clear bag. And so I've got my normal non-clear bag stuffed into a 12 by 12 by 6 bag. Am I stretching the limits of the bring in a bag if it fits in a smaller bag policy? Maybe. Hopefully it won't be a problem at security. I have a feeling that this policy is not going to go super well at security. Now, they do have a bag locker, which they didn't used to have. So, if you've shown up and you didn't see the Facebook posts or the news stories or whatever, that they aren't letting you bring normal bags in anymore, just by themselves, you do at least have an option other than just leaving them in your car. But I'm a little hesitant about this. But still, once we get past security, everything should be good. We'll see how the fair has adapted to the new world, and hopefully find some interesting foods to eat. Looking through the list of the vendors, some of our favorites may not be here. For example, I didn't see Bacon Habit on the list of vendors this year. But hopefully there'll be some good stuff that will replace them if they're not here themselves. But we will try to find some interesting foods. We'll try to look at some of the displays. But for now, I'd better go and queue up there and just hope that I can get through security. Let's head on in. All right, so we got through the hard part. We got through security. I got through with my bag. Everything's great. Now inside, they always give away something usually from Golden One. Used to be from Channel 10, but now it's Golden One. And they're giving away clear backpacks. They should have been on the outside. But yeah, we're in. We got music going. We got food. We've got the California Exposition and State Fair Arch. And now we're gonna check out the California State Fair and Food Festival. It's important that I can call it a food festival now, because that is the branding. We did get the food passes again this year, like we did in 2019, but this year they don't come on a lanyard like that, and they don't say what the participating vendors are, so it's going to be a complete mystery. But still, we got through the part that I was the most apprehensive about. Now we just need to have fun and try not to get overheated. Okay, so would not be a trip to the State Fair if we didn't start out our visit with a cinnamon roll from Country Fair Gold Medal winner hot cinnamon rolls. And this year I've gone a little non-traditional. I've gotten what they call the Bacon Bomb, or the Maple Bacon Bomb. It has your normal cinnamon roll, the big thick good ones, not the kind you get like at Cinnabon, with the normal frosting and nuts, but with bacon and maple syrup on it. And to wash it down, because we can't start out a day of life without caffeine, we did get a mocha freeze, because it's already a little too hot for a hot coffee drink. But let's give this a try. I'm sure it'll be lovely. These always are. Just never tried them with bacon on before. So we can get a piece off here and make sure we get some bacon and some frosting, some nut in it. There we go. Where's the lens? There's the lens, making a mess. very dense. You know, you might expect the bacon to be kind of a dominant flavor, but I really didn't get it till the very end. I think if I got it again, I'd probably ask them to leave the nuts off. The nuts don't do much for me. The maple is not overpowering. It still tastes mostly a cinnamon roll, but the bacon comes in very nicely at the end of it. Like right about swallow, I can taste bacon. And I'm losing my voice from talking over loud music already. So let's try our mocha freeze. Maybe wash it, and maybe it'll help my voice if I drink something. Basically, tastes like a chocolate shake made with Hershey's syrup. Yeah, a little bit of coffee flavor at the end, but chocolate is definitely your dominant flavor there. But still quite good. And so we're gonna eat this and head on and see what else there is to see. That is a big flower. In case you didn't know, we grow food in California. Lots and lots of food in California. Apparently in Placer County we don't grow anything. We just grow miners and wood. I guess growing miners is a thing though, isn't it? So's wood. It's the real cheese, but ironically it's not real cheese. Not the bees. Not the bees. Here we have entries, looks like from the cake decoration contest. The pancakes there are very impressive. We have a state fair theme, I guess just California one, because there's like the Disney Castle on the bottom, the state fair on the top, or I guess just California State on the top. We say California Stats, but I think it's supposed to be state. We have this cool little steampunky looking one over here, but the best one clearly is this very merry unbirthday cake in the center. A little running on the red there, but still the coolest cake here. So far we are running into an issue of there being a number of things missing that are normally here. For example, the county exhibits had like 3 counties in it. And over here in the farm, we do have, at least yet, the insect pavilion is not open. We can't go inside there. And more tragically, this year, we do seem to be missing the blacksmith. He's normally in this booth over here. He's like been here every year, or there's been a blacksmith every year. They may just all look the same, I don't know. But as you can see, he has not set up his kit. So either he's coming later or he's not coming at all. But the farm is still quite nice. And it's still pretty early in the day, so it's not too hot yet. But you can see lots of greenery. If you're somebody from a more urban part of the state, you can get more of the Northern California feel. And you can wash your hands. And over here, in a dark and forgotten corner of the farm, we have the creepy, haunted Cal Expo gazebo. Yeah, I don't know if it's creepy or haunted, I don't know if it's haunted, but it definitely is creepy looking. And I'm here for it. When you want to get out of the sun a little bit, you can come over here and enjoy the peace and quiet of the California Forest Center exhibit presented by the Forest Foundation. And just to give it extra authenticity of the forest, you do get the sound of chainsaws from this fella carving stuff with chainsaws, like these wonderful little wood sculptures over here. Yep, it's just a little hike around a sample of the kind of trees California offers. And then at the end, if you want, usually they give away little saplings over there, little seedlings that you can take home and plant. That will, in 10 or 15 years, have to be cut down because they start to interfere with your sidewalk. But in the meantime, they do look nice. And trees are always nice to see. And again, sometimes from the state fair, you just need to take a little break for some peace and quiet and nature. And this is as close to peace and quiet and nature as you're likely to find here. I think that fence is new. Have you had the problem of having a tree get sick and die and have to be cut down? Well, there are ways you can disguise that. Don't worry, its bark is worse than its bite. It's the essence of Murica, sculpted in wood, an eagle and a bear. Just needs like a flag flying above it. Tell me if you heard this one. Horse walks in a bar. Bartender says, "Why the long face?" What's up, man? Okay, so there are a number of things missing this year from the fair, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because it means we have an excuse to try new things. And that's what this is. It's a new thing for us. This is from Bula Pies, Fiji. This is a chicken curry meat pie. You know, it says like Fiji on their sign, but they have like these, they have like sausage rolls. Makes me think very much of like British food as I've seen it like on TV and stuff. We got a little cracker we can take inside. There's our chicken curry filling. Looks like nice flaky crust. A little greasy because you know it's pastry. Let's give it a try. Well, definitely need napkins because it does leave quite a bit of like buttery goodness on your hands, but it's pretty good. It's not super spicy. It's actually not particularly spicy at all. It's very flavorful, very curry flavored. It's actually just packed full of chicken curry goodness. Not too syrupy, not gravy-ish. It's not leaking stuff out of it, which is nice, except for butter on your hands. It's pretty tasty. We may have to give them a try again later on. They have other pies, they have sausage rolls. I've never had a proper sausage roll, so we may have to go back and try that at some point before the fair is over. But this is pretty good. It's got good flavor to it, but not spicy. So if you're not a spice fan, that's a good option for you as well. All right, let's finish this and head on and see other things. Out here at the very, very end of the fairground, we do have a selection of classic cars to look at, and also a perfectly normal modern day police car. But aside from that, some interesting old classic cars. Uh-oh, gang, it looks like there's a mystery afoot. It's Scooby-Doo, where are you? Oh, there he is. There's Scooby. Don't worry, it's probably just old man Jenkins in a mask anyways. And then over here, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that would be the movie version of Christine. I say I believe because I haven't seen that movie in probably 20 years, but this feels right to me. So over here in the kids midway, we have, of course, the absolutely officially licensed Cars ride here. And then we have this, the world's tiniest Ferris wheel. This is seriously like one step above being operated by a quarter outside a grocery store. But it is quite cute, and you know, kids got to start somewhere, right? So here we have the peaceful garden area, but there's been some changes here too, in that well, it's not really themed as anything this year, but also the wine garden, the wine bar seems to have rather expanded onto this side of the walkway. This is more plants over here, but now it's more wine, and I'm not sure if that's a bad thing or not. Also, there's music over here now too. Okay, so it's very, very hot. Well, it's not very, very hot. It's maybe the low 90s right now. And naturally, when you are hot and you're sweating and you're dehydrated, the thing you need to have is alcohol. And so we've forgone the normal wine this year and instead gone to the Save Mart wine slushie booth to try a strawberry mango moscato wine slushie. I'm not sure why I said moscato that way. But you get a nice souvenir glass here for about the price of a video game. But they don't seem to have normal souvenir soda cups this year, so this will probably be our souvenir cup for the fair this year. The wine slushy jar mug thing. Let's give it a try and see how it is. It's very pale. You'd think being strawberry, it would be more reddish, but it's not. It's kind of off-white. That is very syrupy, and that is a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. I can taste the Moscato, I can taste the mango. Yeah, the strawberries in there, it's again very syrupy. It's a lot stronger flavor than I thought it was going to be, but I can taste the Moscato in it, and that's actually quite nice. Cool off and then dehydrate and then drink some water and then move on some more. So yeah, strawberry, mango, Moscato, wine slushy, because you need some alcohol at some point at the fair, right? Right. You know what's kind of creepy? Even in the middle of the day, a mostly abandoned Midway. Nothing is up and running yet. I mean, I think it all works and it's all running because there's like nobody trying to ride it. I don't think I've ever been on the Midway when it's been this quiet. Just the sound of like that one generator and yeah, just like otherwise like no music, no crowd noises, just kind of quiet. Ironically, the only thing making noise is actually labeled the silencer. Otherwise, yeah, pretty quiet. Still, we must continue our hunt for food. And then this guy who's trying to find the parking lot and does seem to have gotten rather lost and wound up in the middle of the fair itself. But let's go find some more food, or at least find something else interesting to look at. You know, the fine art building is generally as close as some of us ever get to going to a proper art museum. They always have like one or two pieces like this in there, and I always love them. This one's got like globes on top. Very cool. What you thinking about? Now let's take a little trip into the history of toys at Toytopia display. We have the most famous toys from 1910, 10 to 20, sorry, 20 to 30 rather, 50 to 60, because there were no toys between the 30s and the 40s. Of course, we got 70s and 80s. You can see through the glare. We have Alf in there. We got Atari. We got the Light Bright. We got the Speak and Spell, so you can phone home. And then 80s and 90s, Cabbage Patch. So, why is Alf over there and not firmly in the 80s? That was like an 80s and 90s show. We got Ninja Turtles in there. We got Star Wars. We got, has that got a KB Toys tag on it? No, that's not KB Toys tag on it. Got My Little Pony. But yeah, Alf should be over here in 80s and 90s. Looks like we have some trivia over here. Let's see if we know our 60s to 70s toy trivia. You can end up at Millionaire Estates or Countryside Acres. Now that's gonna be the Game of Life, I think. Yep, Game of Life, 1960. Right hand blue, left foot red. That has to be Twister. Yep, 1966. The Wacky Doctor game. Don't touch the sides. Has to be Operation. Yep, Operation. Inspired by a cartoonist who made crazy contraptions. That's gonna have to be Mousetrap, right? Mousetrap. And finally, watch the dice in the plastic bubble. That's Pop-O-Matic. Has to be Trouble. We don't know because it's stuck. It's like, really? Really? Stuck. But I'm pretty sure it's trouble. Because, you know, uh-oh, you're in trouble. Watch out for the Pop-O-Matic bubble. But, yeah, these are all things that also existed quite prominently in the 80s as well. But, hey, I got them all right. At least I think that last one's right. Okay, we got more trivia. This is from the 90s on. Introduced in 91, it's the most popular video game ever. I feel like Street Fighter 2. Because I think Tetris was earlier than that, wasn't it? Let's find out. Game Boy System, video game system. I didn't read all the words. I still probably would have gotten that wrong though. Coin collecting speedster hit the ground running in 1991. That'd be Sonic the Hedgehog. No, yeah. Although he didn't collect coins, he collected rings. But I still got it right. I Choose You, well that has to be Pikachu from Pokemon. I'm not sure why they put an apostrophe in Pokemon, but that is what it is. Virtual pet sim game in 1991, it has to be Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi. Red and Green party game about hilarious comparisons. I have no idea. Not a clue. Apples to Apples. I never played Apples to Apples. A little after my time. The game involving midnight snacks was a sleeper hit in 92. Was that Don't Wake Daddy? Is that, yes, Don't Wake Daddy. Robert B. Fuhrer designed these two crocodilian-themed games. Gator Golf and Crocodile Dentist. And, yep, Crocodile Dentist and Gator Golf. And I already saw the answer to that one. It was Pogs. We don't need to pretend I actually knew that one. I know my toy trivia, at least from the 60s onward.
Come, let Zoltar tell you more.
All right, we found a Zoltar machine. So I couldn't do any of the fortune tellers when I was at Disneyland, but I've got a one this time. So we're gonna see what Zoltar has in store for us. Assuming Zoltar's actually working. Yep, well he's taking the money. See what he has to say.
Zoltar the Great Gypsy is here to give you ancient wisdom for your happiness. Pay attention now. Men of genius are admired. Men of wealth are envied. Men of power are feared. But only men of character are trusted. And you know, it never hurts to bribe your friends on sometimes. For example, give me a bit more cash and I will give you your fortune.
All right, well, we've got our fortune. Our Zoltar Speaks Fortune. And there's a lot of words on it, and I'm not going to read them all. But if you want to pause the video and read them yourself, you are welcome to do so. And of course, you can play it. And did you know? I didn't know this.
I see you over there. Yes, you. Come on over and let Zoltar be sharing with you your fortune.
We already did that. Thanks, Zoltar. But did you know that Zoltar had like board and card games and stuff? I never knew the Zoltar brand actually had merchandise that went with it. You really do learn something every day. We've got toys about movies. So over here we've got a good guy doll and a Chucky doll. And you push the button and what happens? Got a button to push.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end.
Okay, so I believe this would be Turbo Man from Jingle All the Way.
Turbo time.
Then we have Pinocchio, unsurprisingly from Pinocchio. Okay, well this sound clip's probably going to get this demonetized because it's Disney and it just takes like 3 seconds Disney to demonetize your whole video. So that's why I talked over the whole thing. And then in the shouldn't be in any category, we have Michael Bay's Battleship. Transformers minus the Transformers. That honestly makes as much sense as anything in that movie did. I actually had these as a kid. This one was really cool because you had that little thing, you could put a hand inside of it and you could twist the neck around and you could make the little blasters that were under the mouth here fire off. That was a cool toy. And you know, pretty big too.
How many of you thump the watermelon and have no clue why you're thumping the watermelon? Good, some very honest people here at California State Fair. I know some of you are probably thinking, well, you thump the watermelon to listen for a hollow sound, right? You're listening for a hollow sound. Can you describe a hollow sound to me? I can't describe it. Well, I can't take you to the store with me, sir. I can't pound on your head, right? Can't do that. So sound waves, well, by the way, what if you were deaf? You would never be able to pick out a watermelon, right? Well, sound waves can be heard, and sound waves can be felt. So instead of listening for a hollow sound, as you're holding that watermelon, give it a nice thump. Does it vibrate in your bottom hand? If it vibrates in your bottom hand, that means the sound waves went all the way through that watermelon and vibrated in the bottom hand. That means that is a solid watermelon. It's not overripe, it's not underripe, it's not mushy, it's a solid watermelon through and through.
So I want everybody to join me. I do not sing well, but I do sing from my heart. So everybody, you gonna join me? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshines away. Now do you feel better? That's right.
So we're back now with even more food, this time from Soul on a Roll Sack. We've got some Cajun food. This is called the Bayou Classic Po' Boy. It's got on it shrimp, crawfish, and little bits of crispy gator. I don't think I've ever had gator before. And then some, it's like maybe a remoulade sauce on a buttered bun. Now, got a fork here because I don't think there's any way in the world I'm going to be able to eat this as a sandwich. But for this part, at least we'll try it out individually and see how each piece is. So here's one of our shrimp, the biggest chunks of meat in this. Let's give it a try. Really good, really flavorful, very well seasoned. Maybe a little tiny bit salty, but the shrimp is plump and juicy. Doesn't have any like weird flavors or anything to it. Quite nice. Let's try some of the crawfish next, or crayfish, I guess maybe it's the correct way to say it. A couple chunks of that on there. Give that a try. Much tougher meat, kind of consistency and flavor, a little bit of lobster, which of course makes sense when you look at them. Not as salty as the shrimp, maybe not as seasoned, but still very, very good. And finally, let's try our gator. And I don't think I've had gator before. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if that's onion or if that's like pickled radish. Guess we'll find out in a minute here, don't we? That is a very firm meat, not overly chewy. Little bugs on my sandwich here. Not overly chewy, not like, say, like squid meat where it's, it's like really, really chewy. But definitely got some the most firm flesh of anything in the sandwich. The breading's nice and crunchy, maybe getting a little moist just being on top of, or being under everything else, the sauce, all that. But still some crunch to it. Quite good. Now again, I'm not sure, some sort of slaw down here. Not 100% sure what that is. Is that onion or like pickled radish or what that is? Well, it's not onion, I can tell you that. Tastes a little like maybe daikon. I'm not sure that daikon would be in a Louisiana dish, but it's kind of what it reminds me of. And I'm guessing the orange stuff rather is just carrot. So nothing really to comment on there. But yeah, this is really good, really flavorful. This is not one of the food festival items. They do have a food festival item in the booth, but we watched a demo for a food thing, which is not going to be in this video because I didn't record it because it didn't have a great view. But they gave us a sample of their jambalaya while waiting. They talked about this, and I thought, how could I not take advantage of an opportunity to try crispy fried gator? And now I have, and it's good. So maybe we'll go back at some point and use one of those food fest passes, I can speak, to try their Cajun chicken po' boy later on. Maybe next video, maybe later in this video, I don't know. But for now, I'm gonna eat this before the bugs come back and eat it for me. One interesting thing I've noticed this year, and maybe it's related to the pandemic and maybe it's just related to progress, but if you've noticed any shots I've taken, or I may have included in here, of the midways, there's no ticket booths. The classic little ticket huts are gone and have been replaced with these self-service ticket booths. So I guess you can't buy tickets with cash anymore. Yeah, just like little tablets and little ticket dispensers. And I mean, I'm not like angry about this or anything. I'm not gonna go into a rant about it. It's a little sad to see those classic ticket booths be gone. They're part of the fair to someone as old as I am. So hopefully you can hear me on this well enough. It's the fair, it's quite loud. There's a dance competition going on right over there that you can't see on the camera. But yeah, this is probably the most visually uninteresting thing I've done at the fair. And it's the first of the food festival items we've tried. This is a butterbeer milkshake. I don't think it's gonna be any more visual looking at it inside, but it's ice cream, milk, butterscotch, and cream soda, not club soda, cream soda. And yeah, it is no more visually appealing with the lid off than it is with the lid on. So put that back on there so no bugs land in it. But I thought, I saw that on the menu and I saw that it was a food festival item, and I haven't tried any food festival items yet, so figured we'll try this. This will be our inaugural food fest item for 2022. Let's give it a try. At least it's gonna be cold and probably refreshing. Mostly this kind of tastes like a vanilla shake. You get a little cream soda in there, maybe a little butterscotch. Yeah, the butterscotch and the cream soda are not like super strong or overwhelming. They're a little subtle. Mostly just like a pretty good milkshake, like vanilla milkshake with some extra stuff in it. Not a bad option. Certainly something I'm glad I tried with our food fest tickets. All right, so do we have room for more food to eat here? I'm not sure yet, which means you're not sure either. So I guess keep watching and we'll see if we eat anything else. Oh yes, we got a massive thing of lemonade too. Guess might as well try it while it's here, right? Well, it's definitely more flavorful than that instant lemonade I tried in a recent video. Could be a little tartar, but it's not overly sweet. Could be a little stronger, but not bad. And hey, it's cold, wet, and non-alcoholic, and right about now in the 100-degree heat out here, that's what your body needs, is a little vitamin C, a little citrus, some water. Keep yourself hydrated. So this is a first. We are in the California State Fair Cannabis exhibit. It's the only fair exhibit I've ever had to be carted to get into. And it's also, I think, the only time in my life I've ever seen cannabis plants live in person. Of course, it's still behind glass. But this is as close to an actual, real life cannabis plant as I have ever personally got. So it's guess we can learn about some cannabis while we're in here. I mean, the educational stuff, the not fun stuff, the not Cheech and Chong, Jay and Silent Bob stuff, like the history of it. And probably something that somebody somewhere will dedicate an entire video just to. The cannabis trail here. But yeah, that's not going to be the focus of this. This is still the focus, is food. But I did think it was interesting enough to at least show you that it was a thing you can come to do at the State Fair if you happen to be over here in the next couple of weeks. It's kind of a little labyrinth on cannabis. Okay, now this does genuinely surprise me even more than there being a cannabis display. They have CBD refreshments, which I am not going to try, at least not in this video, because I'm driving and I don't need to be any sleepier than I already am, having had very little caffeine today and like a bottle worth of wine. But maybe when we come back, maybe I won't drive when we come back, and I can try one of these then. So I was a little surprised. I think I've been a little surprised in a number of these little segments, but I was a little surprised that the Candy Selfie Labyrinth was not, I mean, there is a selfie aspect to it, but it's actually like a giant one of those touristy candy shops you see like in Old Town Sacramento or Cannery Row in Monterey or Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, with all the old-timey individual wrapped candies like Laffy Taffies and root beer barrels and Pez and butterscotch discs. But the one thing that those stores don't usually have, that this place has, is Bigfoot wielding cotton candy. And look, those are in fact big feet. Hello, Bigfoot. Look, someone crossed Fugglers with pet rocks. I don't think there's enough coronavirus vaccine in the world to save you if one of those decides to hit you. Look at this, somebody's made the entirety of the outside of It's a Small World. Not out of Lego, but still quite impressive. Who did this? Who deserves some respect for this? Jeffrey Lane. And looks like he won first place and best of division. Good job, Jeffrey. The old rocker. Get it? Get it? Because it's an old rocker and he's an old rocker, it's the old rocker. So as much as I'd like to stay and like shut the fair down and watch the fireworks and get some shots of the lights on the Midway, it's just not in me anymore to open and close the fair. But still, it was a good day. I am absolutely stuffed. Don't think I could eat another bite, so I think we are going to end this video here. But it was just part one. It's just day one of the fair. We're going to come back probably a couple more times. Who knows, maybe even a third more time. But so there'll be more chances. We still have more of those food festival tickets to use. There's still a lot of interesting things that I would like to try. Just can't do it all in one day. The old system's just not up to it anymore. So I do hope you found this at all interesting and entertaining. If you did, go ahead, give this video a like. And don't forget to check back over the next couple weeks. There should be at least 2 more videos from the California State Fair as we come back and try to get through all the interesting foods. A lot of old stuff missing, but there's a lot of new stuff to try as well. So, you know, it'll still be interesting, and there'll still be lots of great stuff to try. I do thank you for watching for now, and I'll see you in the next video.